Hello, how are you? Are you having a good day today? Okay, so it is, are you ready? It is 6 o'clock, it's like 6:04, and I'm just starting my vlog because Alex was in a robe with his hair all messy, and he was like, please don't vlog right now. And I was uploading my vlog from yesterday, which if you watched, it was incredibly long, and it was all like different pieces cut together, and it was taking me forever to like upload and put together. So I literally sat there for 2 hours, did bills, until I spent my wonderful Saturday at the beginning of the month doing all the bills for February. And then I was like so craving coffee. I have not had my coffee today. I'm getting ready to go through Starbucks. And I don't know, I was gonna make a pot of coffee, and I have like my cousin Caroline got me this really cool coffee maker a couple years ago that has like, my beard is kind of long today. That is like you can put the grounds in there and it'll grind it up, or you can put the beans in there and it'll grind it up for you and all that kind of stuff. But like I didn't want to make a whole pot of coffee because Alex is not a coffee drinker. He'll drink tea, but he's not a coffee drinker. So I was like, screw it. And so I don't have any Keurigs for coffee. I mean, I have decaf, but I don't have regular because I never make a full pot of decaf because I only ever like at the end of the night might want like a cup of decaf. But I'm sure you will not find this hard to believe. I can legit, because I'm so ADHD, I can drink an entire like huge cup, 20-ounce coffee right before I go to bed, like a regular cup of coffee, and fall asleep. So like, and in fact, once I get like my big iced coffee for the day, like it kind of slows me down a little bit. Which is probably why I was a cocaine addict, because it worked the opposite for me and made me feel very focused and centered. This Starbucks looks absolutely dead to the world. I hope it's still open. But anyway, so, yeah, so that's what, I've been dealing with. And then I was talking to a friend on the phone about flowers for Valentine's Day, because he was like, I don't know what kind of flowers to get my wife for Valentine's Day, and I was thinking red roses. I was like, no. Please hold while I order my coffee.
Welcome to Keystone Starbucks. What can I get started for you today?
Can I get a venti cold brew with 2 equal, please?
But you're gonna be up all night.
I know, but that's okay because I just got up not too long ago.
Alright, I guess that's fair. Anything else for you, man?
Are you gonna allow it?
I will allow it for now.
Okay. Alright.
Alright, we'll see you up here.
They are so friendly at the Starbucks. I love these guys. They're so nice. But anyway, so he was asking me, he's like, well, I always get her like, you know, like 20 or 30 red roses, which is super, super expensive, by the way, okay? I mean, like, I don't know, like, how much red roses go for, but, like, roses are, like, super expensive, right? And I'm not a rose person. I just... And maybe some people love roses, okay? And I know, like, a lot of people, like, get roses for, you know, different... It always reminds me kind of Mean Girls when she doesn't get the rose in that class, Gretchen Wieners, and none for Gretchen Wieners. But, like, I'm not a... Like, roses are funeral flowers to me. That's how I feel about them. I feel like if you walk into a funeral home, it smells like rose. I don't like the scent rose. This is just personal. If you like it, have at it. I just don't love the smell of roses. So he was like, well, I don't know what to get. Well, never carnations. I loathe carnations, okay? Carnations basically say, I'm cheap. You may as well make...
Hey, man.
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing well. And you got a venti, not a Trenta, right?
I got a venti, yeah.
Okay. I thought after you pulled away, I was like, oh, wait, did you just say Trenta? Use this for you.
Thanks. Can I get a receipt, please?
Absolutely.
You guys are kind of dead out here in the parking lot today.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised, because for like a Saturday, we usually get busier kind of towards the end.
Cruising hour.
Yeah. But, no, it was actually surprisingly slow tomorrow, which makes like tomorrow seem all the more ominous.
There you go. Have a good one.
He's
He's so sweet. So anyway, he didn't say carnations. What did he say? He was like, well, like a carnation mix or something like that. I was like, no. And I know he was like looking on like flowers.com or 1-800-Flowers. I'm sure he was looking on those. And I've used them and they're actually really, really good. if you're from Indianapolis, go to McNamara. Always. McNamara Florist. Always. Always. You just go to McNamara, okay? I mean, their flowers are perfection. You walk in the store, it's absolutely gorgeous. I wish my house was decorated like McNamara Florist at Christmas. It's just gorgeous. But anyway, so he was like, well, what do I get her? And I was like, well, what do you, like, does she have a favorite flower? Like, for me, I love Stargazer lilies. They're like my hands down favorite flower. So if you want to send me flowers, send me Stargazer lilies. I absolutely adore them. And, but Alex does not like them. He doesn't like how they smell at all. But he has bought them for me. But I said, well, like, you know, like when we were talking about, I can't say who it is because I don't want to ruin the surprise for her because we came up with something kind of cool. And I know that these people watch my videos. But anyway, I said, you know, like, well, let's talk about her for a second. Like, you know, what she's like. Okay, so for example, I'll just give this as an example of Alex. Like, Alex is, you know, loves the beach. He loves, like, you know, tropical settings and things like that. So, like, when he, back in the day when we first started dating, like, I would send him, and he would say to me, you better send me flowers for Valentine's Day because all the girls' husbands and boyfriends are sending them flowers. I'm like, okay. So anyway, I don't feel like I need to turn on a light yet. But anyway, I would send him like birds of paradise and like a very tropical like thing. And I can remember a couple of them bringing him home and they were just absolutely gorgeous, right? And you can actually get like a really tropical arrangement for a lot less. Now, I will tell you, if you use a local florist, what I have always done is gone in there and said, like, this is how much I want to spend, like $40 or $50 or like $20 or even like $10. You could, I mean, be as cheap as you want or as expensive as you want, and you go in there and like a lot of people don't know this, but you go in there and you say, this is what I want, you know, like I like yellows and blues, what do you think? I mean, these people are trained florists, like, and they will put together the most gorgeous arrangements for you, and they sometimes come up with really interesting things. And you know, like I can remember when I went in there and I said, you know, at the time my boyfriend's like tropical settings and you know all that kind of, he likes palm fronds and stuff. She's like, I have the perfect thing for you. And I remember the first thing I sent him was legit like $35, and all of these girls where he worked got like dozens of roses and all that kind of stuff. And these boyfriends had spent like $80 and $100 on this stuff, and I had spent like $35. And Alex was like, oh my god, this arrangement is huge, and all the girls are going crazy over it, and it sat like right in the front. So you don't have to spend a lot on flowers if you don't want to, or you can, you know? And so it is what it is. I love fresh flowers. I like typically like once a week, go to the florist, not the florist, or like the grocery store, and I'll buy fresh flowers. I think on like, flowers.com or 1-800-Flowers or whatever those are called, you can also like buy, I think this would be very cool for somebody to go in there and buy that once a month they get a flower arrangement delivered to them. And it doesn't have to be an expensive one, but it's like 12 months and it costs like $100 or $120 total or something like that. I think that would be cool. Like I would love that, to just have like a flower arrangement show up, you know, and then you keep it for like a week or two. I mean, a lot of flower arrangements will keep for a while. I just think that there are so many options out there of things you can do. But I will say, men or women, gay or straight, whatever you are, I do think that everybody loves to get flowers, except for my husband. He wanted flowers when he was working because everybody else was getting them, but he doesn't really care to get flowers. And he doesn't care to get candy either. Like, we used to buy really nice presents for each other for Valentine's Day. Like, one year I got him, like, a Louis Vuitton, like, wallet keychain set, and one year I got him he loves Louis Vuitton. One year I got him a Louis Vuitton belt. But like one year we just like went out to dinner somewhere fancy, and then I'll tell the Valentine's Day story on my next vlog. But anyway, and then I got him like a huge bag of Skittles and like a what do you call it? A red why can't I think of what it's called? A Red Bull, because he loves to drink Red Bull, and so I got it for him for work the next morning. Or like a Starbucks gift card and like a really romantic, you know, card and stuff, like a bagel or something, you know. One year I just showed up at his work and I brought a pizza. I mean, it's stuff like that that I think is like really meaningful to think outside the box. But I love flowers, so I love flowers. I think they're awesome. I love like white flowers. I think white flowers, because like our condo is so like our floors are dark wood. We have a lot of dark wood everywhere. It's very dark, that like white flowers like bring that out. I love that. And a couple of years ago, we did a documentary for Russian TV on marriage equality and same-sex couples in the United States. you can Google search it on YouTube, and we also did a thing for Telemundo. But he came and he just like did all this footage of us in the house, and I like bought all of these beautiful like white. I don't even know what they were. They were so cheap though at the grocery store. But anyway, they were gorgeous. I just think that flowers brighten up a room. Anyway. Are you gonna buy her flowers for Valentine's Day? Are you gonna buy him flowers for Valentine's Day? If you're single and you're alone, buy yourself flowers for Valentine's Day. I was thinking about doing this video called to the lonely person, because I get so many people that message me and say things like, I'm super lonely, I don't have anybody in my life. And I was thinking about that, and I was like, you know, like I totally understand that, but like for me, like some of the times when I was single in my life, I like really had to get used to like going places to eat by myself, or going to pick up food and bringing it home and watching like a movie, or I started learning to love going to movie theaters by myself. I'm very good for long periods of time by myself, even though I'm with somebody, as you can probably tell from my vlog. And I don't think that I have to necessarily feel lonely. Like sometimes I feel lonelier standing in a room of 100 people than I do sitting at home by myself with my dog. So I don't necessarily mind being lonely, if that makes sense, but I totally understand people being lonely, and I think that holidays just reinforce that loneliness and make us even feel worse about ourselves sometimes, which I think is, you know, sad. It shouldn't be like that, but anyway, I love Valentine's Day. Mail yourself a card. That's what I'm gonna do. That I'm gonna mail myself a card this year. Oh my God, I am so pissed. So I had to drive around for legit a half an hour to find a parking place to go into my office. And it is absolutely freezing. It's like 15 degrees outside. And then I get up in my office and I forgot my camera. And I was like, I cannot believe I forgot my camera. So I had to go all the way back down to my car where I put all my shit down. Such is the life of a famous YouTuber. Can you hear the music? I love this when you drive by. I always play jazz music. This restaurant. So see, my office is on top of all these restaurants in this little area of Indianapolis called Broad Ripple. It's so cute. I literally feel like I got nothing done. I am so pissed. I went to my office to film these videos because Alex was at home working. Okay. And so anyway, I got one of them filmed, and then had the other one. I was gonna do my top 10 favorite gay YouTubers, and I would get halfway through and my camera would keep on saying that the internal heat was too much, which I don't understand why. I kept on turning it off and letting it cool down for like a half an hour. You can't even see me. So anyway, where did I park? So after having been there, you're rude, I'm gonna let somebody walk. So after having been there for 2 hours, I was like, screw it, I'm going home. So I can upload the rest of my vlog from yesterday that's still not uploaded. Anyway. Such is the exciting life. It's so sad because like I love, this is where, if I ever, this is gonna sound so bad, if I ever got to the point where I was like a full-time YouTuber making tens of thousands of dollars a month, God, can you imagine? I would love it. I would totally hire an assistant, and I would not get my assistant from Twitter like Tana Mojo. I would hire like a legit assistant and be like, okay, can you sit at home or in my office and upload this stuff while I film it? And I hate when people, I've had assistants in my life, and like I used my assistants the way that you should use an executive assistant or a personal assistant. Like, I don't understand this. Can you go pick me up a Starbucks? Like, I like going to get Starbucks, so I wouldn't have an assistant for that. I like going to the dollar store and the grocery store, so I wouldn't have an assistant for those things. I would have an assistant for things like, can you go through and empty the spam on my email? Or can you go through and pay these bills for me? Or can you, like upload these vlogs so that I can, time management. Like, that's why you would have a assistant. I don't understand all these people that are like, wanting assistants just to say they have an assistant, but then they don't really use an assistant. Doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever. So Alex, I'm like so behind on everything. I was like, babe, just go. He was like waiting around for me to go eat. I know he was so hungry. Alex can get a little cranky sometimes when he's hungry. I was like, babe, just go do what you want to do tonight because I have so much stuff to do, and I have to figure out if I'm going to use Pages or Word for writing my book, and then I have to transfer everything over. And then everybody's like saying, well, you can use Pages, but excuse me, I'm not comfortable with Pages. So I think it would be better if I just downloaded Word. It's like $70 for a year. I'm like, that's not that expensive. I mean, I use it. It's my career, so it's like I will use it, you know. But and I mean, I guess I can write it off too, right? So, but anyway, that's my night. So he was like, so he called me. He was like, do you care if I go out to dinner with his two friends? And I was like, no, not at all. And he's like, and then we're going to go out downtown. I was like, babe, go have fun. I have literally stuff that's it's like 8:45 right now. I don't even have my vlog up today. I don't even have my videos up. I was like, just go do what you want to do because it'll be easier for me. And then I won't feel like I'm keeping you around here. And I want you to go have fun. He works his ass off. He deserves to have a fun weekend, you know? So that's about the size of it. I think we were gonna go have dinner with his mom or something tonight, and I don't know what happened to that. And he was like, I'm really hungry for pizza. Well, his original plan was he was gonna get pizza and then he was gonna bring it home and just sit there and watch movies. And then he was like, his friends called. It's interesting how Alex's friends have changed through the years, and it's like when I first met him, he was 24, but like his two closest friends were like 21. These really nice guys, and one of theirs, we just went to their wedding last year, Cole. Hey, Cole. And, Cole Teeny. But anyway, and then our other friend, Demi, moved to New York. And, so imagine me, 36, going out with two 21-year-olds. And Demi would always be like, I don't know how you keep up with us. We're so young, and you dance, and you have more energy than we do. I was like, because I don't drink, babe. So anyway, but, we used to have so much fun back in the day. But anyway, like now Alex's friends are like loungy professionals. Like they go out to dinner at like some very, you know, chi-chi restaurant, and then they go out and loungy places and listen to loungy music and have loungy drinks, I guess. I get bored. It's not really fun unless, well, and the two people he's going out with tonight are also Venezuelan. And so they'll sit there and speak in Spanish the whole time, and I'll be like, huh, can I have another Diet Coke? I mean, it does so get boring drinking Diet Coke. Unless you're going to, like, they should really offer non-alcoholic drink. They should offer us, like, better drink choices. Don't you think? Like, I get water, bottle of water, which is so boring in a bar. Or Red Bull, which after about one or two, I'm about done. Like, I cannot drink another Red Bull. And then I just don't love the taste of it. I don't love energy drinks, period. And then Diet Coke gets really old, and they always give you a Diet Coke in like a really small cup. Like, hello, like I'm not drinking. Could you give me a bigger Diet Coke? And you know what I miss is that back in the day, like if you didn't drink, like a lot of bars would give you like a Diet Coke for free because you were obviously like the designated driver or whatever, which I've driven a lot of people home so they get home safely, but I've always said that I'm not a designated driver and I'm not a, what is going on with my mirror over there? Oh, I think I hit the mailbox. Not like hit it, like took it down, but like slid up past it when I was leaving. And I'm not a babysitter. I don't chauffeur and I don't babysit, which means if you puke, I don't clean it up. I don't, listen, you need to take care of your spirits, is how I feel about it. So anyway, fire engine and I can't get over because this car is racing by me. She's obviously got somewhere to go as fast as she's going. So yeah, so I'm kind of on my own tonight and I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm hungry, but I need to upload this stuff. And I wanted to go to the bookstore, but that doesn't look like that's gonna happen tonight. So I gotta get up earlier tomorrow. I always like have all these plans for what I'm gonna do. Like I was gonna sit around all day yesterday and all last night and read. I just really wanted to sit around and read. And like every time I went to go read, it was like I had something else I had to do. And then before I knew it, it was like the end of the night and I didn't really feel like reading anymore. And I started looking at it. I watched this YouTube video that somebody sent me, and then that led me to another YouTube video. And then I was telling my friend Dustin to go check out Johnny Boy XO, which if you don't remember Johnny Boy XO from back in the day, oh my God, I loved Johnny Boy. She was absolutely hilarious. She stopped uploading videos like 3 years ago. I don't know why, but she's a little raw. She's a little edgy. I'm just warning you if you go check her out. But she is so hilarious, and she used to do these videos about, she'd be like, I went over to Grandma's house for Thanksgiving and Grandma didn't have no ranch. And I said, Grandma, why didn't you leave me no ranch? You know I love ranch, Grandma. She used to do these hilarious videos. I just laughed my ass off, but anyway. It was really hard coming up with a list of 10 gay YouTubers that I like, because like a lot of the YouTubers that I love that are gay are like YouTubers that I love that happen to be gay. It's like I don't love them because they're gay YouTubers. And then there's a lot of YouTubers that I love that their channel is kind of really about them being gay. Does that make sense? There's like a difference. Like Davey Wavy, all of his videos are about him being gay. It's all about gay stuff, which is okay, but it kind of is overkill after a while. But then there was other people like Mark Miller and Ethan Heathcote, who I absolutely adore, and they're from Indianapolis. And you know, they vlog every day, and their videos are beautiful. They're a beautiful couple. They're just so nice. They're just like really good people. And, but like, their channel is about them being together. It's not necessarily just about gay stuff, right? And then you guys know, hello, I'm a super huge Charles Gross fan, but I wouldn't consider Charles Gross's channel a gay channel. I'd consider Charles Gross's channel like, I don't know, like a luxury vlogging channel, if I had to call it anything. And, I mean, he just happens to be gay, right? And then Shane Dawson, you know, I love his videos. I've loved his videos for years. But, I mean, Shane Dawson, I don't consider his channel like a gay channel at all. Like, his content's not about that. I mean, maybe once in a blue moon he'll talk about it, but I don't consider him a, you know, quote-unquote gay YouTuber. I get so sick of myself doing this in videos. I watch myself do that. I'm like, what is that? I hate, that's so corny. Why do you do that, Peter? Stop it. Stop it. So anyway, so I came up with like 10, and then I didn't even make the video, and I was like, ooh. So I'll make the video tomorrow, or maybe Tuesdays. I meant to go back to doing top 10 Tuesdays, because those were so much fun. People love the lists. They'll be like, when are you going to do another top 10 Tuesday? Tuesday. I am legit so pissed right now. So I have been sitting here, hold on. I have been sitting here for like an hour and a half. Like, this is just the most ridiculous day. Like, do you ever just feel like you waste days? I just wish I had like gotten up, said no videos today, and just read. I sat here on this stupid Mac, okay, for an hour and a half. First of all, I couldn't get in because I didn't know my password. The password that I ended up using that it let me in, like legit, I had typed it in like 5 times, okay? Then I get into it. It won't let me upload my videos. It keeps on pulling them up, and okay, I love you guys. I do not need comments in the comment section telling me what to do. I talked to my husband, and he's gonna help me with it tomorrow. He was very patient with me, and I talked to my friend Dustin, and Dustin was like walking me through the whole thing. He was like, this is what you do. He's like, I don't understand why it's not working. I'm telling you to do exactly what I do. And it like legit, it would not work. Like, I don't know if I got like a defective computer or whatever, but it's not letting me save the files. When the files would come up, it would like, as soon as I started uploading it to YouTube, it would just disappear. All of it, like YouTube, everything. It was the weirdest shit in the entire world. I finally just closed the computer, and I was like, I'm done. I'm gonna use my shitty ass $199 HP that I know that works. And that is so frustrating to me after spending $1,000 on a Mac. And this is why I didn't want a Mac, because everybody was like, I love a Mac, but you have to learn about it and blah, blah, blah. And I just want to be able to sit down at a computer and just like go like at the library. Like, and I know I sound really frustrated right now, but I am really frustrated right now. Like, I don't want to have to sit and learn like 50,000 new things, you know? And like download this and download that, because it should just be totally ready to sit down and use. Like, that's how I feel about it, okay? And if like 6-year-olds and 4-year-olds can use a Mac, like why can't I? It's so frustrating to me. And I'm not an idiot. Like, I joke about not being technological, but I am somewhat technological. I have built websites for years and blogs, and I know how to navigate social media, obviously, since I'm on every social media site known to man. But anyway, I'm just super frustrated with it. I'm like, and why is this not plugged in? Oh, it is plugged in. Yeah, that just proved how technological I was. Anyway, and then I was like going through here because I was gonna do the video on like my favorite gay YouTubers. Did I tell you guys that? I told you guys that. And so I was like looking through here at like who I watch on a regular basis, and it was like, I forgot, okay, some of my favorite YouTubers, like Andrew Goes Places, I forgot him. I forgot Dan and John. I forgot, I can't believe I forgot Zach Garcia at the Adventures of Zach with Zach and Alistair. Like, they are like two, like, Zach is hands down, like, and we're friends, like, or we become friendly through YouTube. I mean, he's like one of my very favorite YouTubers, period, like gay or not gay. And I forgot Carson Moss, who I just found like a week ago, he and his boyfriend. And then I was going through here and like some of these people, like Just Tanner, I don't know who that is, but like I guess I used to watch his videos, but his videos don't like 300 views, 312 views, 195 views. And then I was like looking at this Jeffree Star Manny MUA Nikki Tutorials video that I did, and in my Jeffree Star androgyny palette scandal, right now, I put it up a week ago, has 40,000 views. Well, 39,000 views. And then Taylor Robbins, I watch his videos, and Hunter and Tyler, and I couldn't believe that I also forgot Mark Miller and Ethan Hefko. I adore them, right? And Brandon Neefel, and then like Y.O. Russ, I totally forgot to put them on the list, and Shep689, Will and RJ, like this list, I'm like looking at it, I'm like, this is the most ridiculous list. So it's interesting, you should go into your subscription sometimes and see like who you watch, because like, it's funny like who I used to watch and who I forgot that I watched, right? Like Trent and Luke, I love them. V Squared, I love them. They're not coming up, but I remember them, I love them. Some of these people I don't even know that I've ever watched, like Call Me Kiki, I don't know who that is. Shane, The Gabby Show, you know, I love them. I think it's interesting that, okay, so since I put car vlog in my videos where I'm in a car, cars videos, recommended videos for you, like 6 of my videos come up. Like how funny is that I'm a car vlog, that I'm a car video. Just Jimmy, hey Jimmy! I watch his videos. Charles Gross, you guys know I love him. Lily C. Reeds, Graveyard Girl, Trisha Paytas, Colton Sparks, He Flawless. Oh my God, Kenneth Senegal at He Flawless is like one of my all-time favorite YouTubers ever. More Lucas, I adore him. Let's see who else. Andrew Goes Places, Wow Presents. I watch like everything on Wow Presents. Just goes on and on and on. Peak Your Mind. How to overcome social anxiety. How to talk to people without being awkward. How to stop negative thoughts and self-doubt. Do you guys think I should do those kinds of videos? I mean, having been that I was a counselor and a life coach, should I do those kinds of videos on my so-called Healthy Life channel? Maybe that's what I should do. I'm gonna like screenshot this so that I can like look at it and be like, oh, I need to remember how to, this guy's channel. That's how technological I am. So I just posted my vlog from yesterday. It's really late. Oh my God. So my butt is showing for like 3 seconds of the video. I don't know how to go in and edit a video, you guys. I'm not that technological. This is like a video all about technology. I don't know how to go in there and edit that out, and I'm not at home, so I can't go in there and edit it out. I'm so embarrassed. Oh well. My fat ass butt crack, like a plumber, is showing in there. That was kind of funny. So anyway, you know what's so funny is that when I was like 20 years old, like that would have really bothered me, but now that I'm 44, you just own it. You just like, you look like an idiot. It just is what it is. A year from now when I look back on that and I'm like, whoo, in shape and looking flawless, I'll be like, look at your fat butt crack, which is kind of funny. I'm kind of at the point where I've just kind of accepted my fat butt crack, and I kind of love my plumber butt crack. It's because these jeans that I buy are always like so low fitting, and those were like, I think those were either Levi's or Joe's jeans that I had on, and they're like low fitting, and so they just don't fit me right, and anyway. A little excitement for my viewership. Anyway. like, I was uploading this video actually, because I'm like trying to get it ready so that I can actually get up tomorrow and enjoy the day, because I spent so much of today uploading the video from yesterday. And then I wanted to make something clear. A couple people commented and they were like, there are a lot of ads in your videos, and you were criticizing ads in videos the other day. So, like, I think a 15-minute video that has four ads, and I'm not counting the ad at the beginning of the video, so that would actually be 5 videos. So that means like every 3 to 4 minutes there's an ad in the video, right? I think that is extensive, but I think that in a 45-minute video like I posted yesterday, for like every 10 to 15 minutes for there to be an ad in there, I don't think that's a lot. And I just want you guys to know that the reason that I do that is to kind of space things out, kind of like you're watching a TV show, things like that. If it's a huge issue, I don't mind, lessening it and reducing that a little bit. So that's not a huge issue to me. But anyway, I wanted to say that. And I also wanted to ask if you guys like the longer ones or the shorter ones, because I've kind of figured it out now how to do like 10-minute vlogs versus like 45-minute vlogs. And I'm kind of like just trying to like mix it up. It seems like most of my vlogs are between like 20 and 30 minutes, which I think is a good amount. But then when I say that, like, so many people are like, post longer vlogs, and then I post longer vlogs and I put 3 or 4 ads in there, and then people get upset about that. So I want you guys to be entertained by the vlogs. I don't want you to be bored. So let me know in the comment section below what you would like. I was actually, so, this is a little bit of a struggle for me, and I'll tell you why. This channel I'm doing totally for me. I love doing it. It's so much fun to be able to like look back. I've actually watched like the New Year's Eve video again, and like the day that we were like with my cousin. I was with my cousin like after my aunt passed away, and those videos, like I've watched those again. So it's kind of like a living scrapbook, so to speak. I love it. But at the same time, I would love for this channel to continue to grow. And I was like watching this video. Okay, so there was like, I go through and I just like, if they're recommended people, like I follow them. And so there was this gay couple, and they're really nice, you guys. Like, they are so nice. And I watched like 4 of their videos, and they are so Boresville. Like, I just totally could not get into their videos at all. I was like, they literally have no personality. I mean, like, this is, okay, I don't mean that. They probably have great personality, but it doesn't shine through on camera. And especially one of them seems very, very nervous on camera, and it's like, that's where I just want to shake them and go, just totally be yourself, like be real. Like, that's what people are attracted to. They're attracted to that, real stuff on videos, like a butt crack, like you're gonna make mistakes, you don't have to script it out and all that kind of stuff. And so anyway, then they were like, there was a video that they did talking about like how to have a great relationship, yet they've only been together for a couple of months. And I was like, what? Like, I'm confused. I don't know that, like, I want to take, I don't know. I just was like, okay, so like, was this somebody's dream to have a YouTube channel? Then why didn't they just start a YouTube channel? And then what's frustrating to me as somebody that puts a lot of time and energy into this, because I love it, but it would also be nice if I'm making videos that people were entertained by watching them, is, so 2 built guys can do videos because they're young and they're built and they're cute, they're taking their shirts off, and they're getting shit tons of views and subscribers, and yet I don't find their videos entertaining at all. And I find it really hard to believe that a lot of people would find their videos real entertaining. I mean, I'm not passing judgment on them. If they want to look me up and say, what do you think we should do with our channel, I'll tell them, I think you guys need to stop being so concerned with how your videos come across and just be yourself. Because it's so obvious watching them that one is totally himself and the other one is like very concerned with how he comes across on camera. And a lot of people say that to me. They're like, I want to start a channel, but I'm so nervous. And then like they'll send me a video and it'll be like, hi, I'm Judy Smith. I love to read books. Nobody talks like that. Nobody talks like that in real life, okay? So turn on the camera, and if you don't feel comfortable posting it, don't post it, but do a test run where you just talk to the camera, and you're just like, hey, I'm Judy Smith, and I love to read, and I started reading when I was in the 5th grade, and I didn't like to read out loud in class, but, you know, I could go home and I could read in the safety of my own room, and, you know, and I was scared of other people. And listen, if you put that kind of reel up there, real knows real. Somebody will relate to it. Somebody will go, oh my God, I love this person, they're so real. But I think like this whole idea of these contrived videos that like good-looking guys, contrived relationship, contrived videos, like I'm not down with that. Like, I don't know. And then, you know, I was like looking at the comments underneath it, and people were like, relationship goals, you guys are totally in love, and it's so obvious that you're in love. Like, I'm like, it is? Like, I don't see it. I don't see a real relationship. In fact, if they came out and said the whole thing was bullshit and they were just two friends that decided to make a YouTube video channel and say that they were, you know, a couple, I would totally believe it. Like, there's no spark between them whatsoever. And people could say the same thing about Alex and I don't know, but I don't know. It's just interesting when you watch new channels, and it's like, on my other channel, I put up like how to find like the next big upcoming YouTube star, right? And it's like, you know, I think all channels start somewhere. Like when I go back on my, I don't know why my phone keeps on lighting up, but when I go back on my BookTube channel and I watch my very first video, it is very forced. It's like, hi, I'm Peter and welcome to my channel, and I don't know what this is gonna be, but, and then, you know, now look at me, I'm just like, oh, and I'll talk about anything, I don't really care, you know? But, it's interesting because I started watching some of the channels and some of the videos that people sent me, and like, you can tell, I mean, you guys are probably the same way. Like, you can tell within like a minute or two of a video, like, I'm gonna love this person or I can't be bothered. Do you know what I mean? Like, I just feel like it's that instant thing. And I think a lot with YouTubers, it's not so much like different strokes for different folks. I think a lot of it is very fake and contrived. Like somebody says, okay, I'm gonna make a YouTube channel, I'm gonna make a lot of money off of YouTube, I wanna do collabs, I'm gonna do sponsored videos, and so we're gonna put this up there because I'm good looking and I have a great body and that's what's gonna be at. But they don't have any personality, right? And I'm like so bored by that. And if you follow my BookTube channel, the thing about my BookTube channel is that, you know, like, the thing about my BookTube channel is that I just totally forgot about what I was going to say. Like, I just talk honestly on there about books. That's totally not what I was going to say. I don't know where my mind went. My mind just totally... Here's where my mind went. So Zach, from the Adventures of Zach and B, sent me the name of a guy he thinks that I should watch for that, like, contest that I'm running, and I went and I watched it, and I, like, instantly, like, fell in love with this guy's channel. I was like, yeah, I mean, he's like totally relatable, right? And I think that's what I like on YouTube, is I like watching somebody that's relatable. Like, and I'm speaking right now really as a fan and as a viewer. I'm not really talking as a YouTuber. There's so many people out there that I just get so bored with. And then it's like, over time, it's like, what happened to your channel? Like Tyler Oakley and Hannah Hart, like I used to adore them, right? And it's like their videos are so just contrived and scripted and boring now. And I'm like, what happened? Like, where did you go? Like, I miss the old Tyler Oakley and Hannah Hart. Like, I want you back. I don't know. That's what I love. I love people that are relatable, and I'll watch them forever. I will literally watch somebody that has 100 subscribers for the next 10 years if they stay consistent and relatable. And I know that people are going to grow in their channels. I know that people are going to, you know, become different and those kinds of things, but it's like, I don't even know what to say about it. I mean, like, I understand that people are going to change and that people are going to grow and that people are going to have new opportunities, but don't sell out on who you are. I'm not real big on sellouts or phonies, you know? I'm just not. I did make a decision, though, on my so-called healthy life, which is my weight loss channel that's listed below, that I'm doing a daily weight loss journey on, and I'm not doing real great on it. But I think it's because, like, I'm doing the channel to hold me accountable to losing weight and staying and, like, getting healthy. So that is working for me, but I think that these videos are not real exciting for other people. And I didn't really know what I wanted to do with this channel when I started it. And a lot of people were like, oh, you're starting this health food channel and whatever. But really the beginning of it was like body, mind, and spirit and how to align them. And then tonight I was watching a bunch of videos and kind of started from this guy, and he was talking about social anxiety, and so I was like watching a lot of his videos, and he does like 6 to 7 minute videos about basically what I have taught for the last 20 years as a life coach and a counselor. And so I thought, I think this is what I'm going to start doing on here, and I'm going to allow, you know, like my viewers to send me questions, and then I'll address that issue, you know, like as far as like how to have a healthy life, like how to get through a breakup or a divorce, or, you know, 6 tips to get through that, or 6 tips to build your confidence, or, you know, how to deal with social anxiety, things like that, things that I've dealt with actually in practice and that I can speak to because I know of. So would you guys like that? If you would, please go follow that channel. It's linked below. That will be starting Valentine's Day, February 14th, and it will have some love-related theme to it. I'm so excited. No butt cracks on that channel, please. So anyway, and what's so interesting was because after I watched these guys' 4 videos, like I like rolled to the top and I just hit subscribe because I was like, you know what, they're new, like they're gonna find their footing, they're gonna find their ground, you know, and they're real nice guys, you know, and so I was like, well, I'll support them. Why are we so like weird about who we subscribe to? Like I subscribe to so many people. It's like if I don't want to watch the video, I just scroll right past it. But like to build subscription like to people like really means a lot to YouTubers, and so to like help build somebody's subscriber count, like I don't have a problem subscribing to channels. I love to do that, you know. I love liking people's channels and commenting on their videos, especially if they're like, I won't really comment on like, I don't really negatively comment on videos ever. I have a few times in the past when I was like doing all that drama stuff, but I don't do that anymore. Now I like only comment like if I really, really like somebody's video or if I really, really like their content. So, you know, I'll be like, I love this, or oh my God, you're my favorite, or something like that. So I'm losing my voice. I don't know why. Anyway, so many boring thoughts tonight, right? It's very, very late. I've been listening to my audiobook. I'm like almost done with it. It's like an hour and a half, and I'm like, it's so late that I'm like tempted just to keep on driving and listening to it, but I don't want to roll into bed at like 7 o'clock in the morning because my husband would not care for that. But I was actually thinking about why I love audiobooks so much, and if you watch my BookTube channel, Peter Likes Books, it's linked below. Please go subscribe to it. I'm not a whole lot different on there than I am on my other channels, except for that I'm talking about books and things like that. And a lot of the videos are actually just me totally rambling, especially the beginning videos. But I was thinking about like when I was a little kid that like my mom would like read to me like every night before we went to bed. She would read to me, and actually on my BookTube channel I was talking about this book called Help, I'm a Prisoner in the Library by F. Clifford. It is like this fantastic book, and if you're gonna read it, you should read it in the winter. It's about these 2 girls, Mary Rose and Jo Beth, and they're sisters, and anyway, it's about how they like go into this old Victorian library and they think it's haunted, and their dad is like taking them to their grandmother's house because their mom is having a baby little brother, and so he runs out of gas and they're stuck in the car in this blizzard in Indianapolis, where I'm from. That's of course more why I love it. Anyway, there's like a series, there's like a couple of them. I've read one other one that they have, or about that they have, like they're real people. I do sometimes feel like characters in books are like real people, like especially after I read them. But when I was in the 4th grade, my teacher, Mrs. Hop, okay, first of all, I have like a memory of steel. It drives people crazy. Like Tanya and Alex and my aunt that passed away and my cousin and my mom and everybody be like, how do you remember that? Like, I literally have a memory of steel about like the smallest details about things. And So Mrs. Hop would read this to us, like this one like winter, like after lunch, like we would do like an hour of reading time, and then we would have like hot chocolate and sit on the floor, and it would be like blizzard conditions outside, and I loved it, and I fell in love with this book, and I talked about it on my BookTube channel. But anyway, I was thinking about that and like my mom reading to me, and you know, a lot of people, especially on BookTube, don't believe, and BookTube is a community of people that just do videos about books, you know, like all other kinds of communities on YouTube, and I love it so much. It's such an awesome, loving, welcoming community. And but I did a whole video on my other channel called What is BookTube if you want to know more about it. But anyway, a lot of people on BookTube don't necessarily believe that audiobooks are the equivalent to reading a book. And I totally disagree with that. Like, I listen to so many audiobooks. I probably half of all the books that I listen to are audiobooks. And last year I read 60 books, and probably 20 or 30 of them were audiobooks. Although now I'm trying to read 1 physical book or 2 physical books a week and listen to 1 audiobook a week. My nose is totally driving me crazy because my beard is longer. I'm on the lookout for deer. I feel like deer are very spiritual animals. And I'm actually, there's this whole scene in my book that I'm writing about these deer. And but this girl encounters these deer in kind of a weird situation. I'm kind of thinking about the cover of my book being antlers. I actually need to talk to my publisher about that. But anyway, and like this back, like where I'm going right now is back in this nature preserve area. When I drove by here the other day, I was like, preserve or reserve? So I'm going to read the sign right now and see what it says. I would love if I saw a deer. I would totally film the whole thing, and it would, then I would know my mom is with me tonight. Because I totally feel like deer are spiritual. So anyway, let's see. Preserve. It says nature preserve. So anyway, there's cars coming this way, so there's not going to be any deer tonight. But I totally feel that reading audio, like listening to audiobooks, is reading a book. And when I was growing up, like my mom, do you see me totally like on the outlook for these like deer? When I was growing up, my mom would read to me every night before we went to bed. And it's like, you know, I remember all the books that she read me, like when I was really young, like Go Dog Go, and I can't see because I have the light on, but there was like this cornfield and they always stand out there. Go Dog Go and Fish Out of Water. Oh my God, I loved that book, Fish Out of Water. And, you know, all those kind of like, what were they? Like the Dr. Seuss books like that. Not like the Lorax and things like that, but they were the other ones. I think they were called the I Can Read books. And Come Over to My House, Come Over to Play. I love that book. But anyway, like, and then as I got a little bit older, you know, like my mom would still read to me in bed, and then we would listen to audiobooks together. Like, I just remember that. And I remember this one fall, my friend and I, Brian, he lived like 1 street over. We would like, this is so nerdy, but we would like walk up and down the street side by side. How gay is this? And neither of us even knew at that time. And he's gay too now, but I mean, how funny is that we were both like, we didn't even know. But we would listen to the cassette tape version of The Legend of Sleepy Hollow. I don't know why I just remembered that, but that was so, we would just like walk up and down the street and listen to it. It was very spooky. So anyway, I totally believe that audiobooks are reading books, and I don't know really necessarily why I love them so much. I've been drinking this venti iced coffee since like earlier today, and it is now 10 till 6 in the morning, and it's like so disgusting at this point, and I'm like having to pitch it because I don't even want it in my car. And I have listened to some fantastic audiobooks that I actually think are better audio than they are to be like just read, because they're kind of acted out, some of them. And like, I'm listening to The Pecan Man right now. I'll tell you who it's by in case you're interested in going to read it. I don't think there's many books called The Pecan Man, but shoot. It is by Cassie Dandridge Selleck, and she just had another book come out. And this was like a book that she self-published. This will prove to you that self-publishing, you can make a lot of money off of it, although I don't self-publish, because I think it's just easier to get in some places. I just found out that I'm going to be going and speaking at a library here in Indianapolis about my book. I'm really excited about that. But I'm not a haughty author who believes that self-publishing is bullshit. There's a lot of people, like the guy that wrote The Martian. Do you know that he like self-published that book and then it became so big that he sold it to, I think, Simon & Schuster or somebody like that. But like, and so she sold her book, and as a result, I was reading her bio on Goodreads. As a result of self-publishing, she quit her day job and like lives off of her proceeds of making money on self-publishing. And then like Jay Bell, who is a gay author that I absolutely adore, his book Something Like Summer is just changed my life, and he is a phenomenal author. And Will and RJ at Shep689, Will loves his books, and that's actually how I found out about Jay Bell. And then Jay Bell and I became friends, and then he was really supportive of me when my book came out. So anyway, and our books are a lot on the same lists, like of like a gay young adult fiction. They always kind of end up on the same list, and that's very cool. I love that. And he's just a really nice guy, and he lives in, he's American, but he lives in Amsterdam with his husband. I think he's from Chicago, actually. So anyway, he self-publishes all of his books, and I think that he lives off of his proceeds. And he has like 9 books out, and they all, like, his husband does the covers, and they're like really unique, like cartoonish covers. And I love all his books. Like, he's just phenomenal. So there's a lot of people that self-publish that do very, very well with self-publishing. I mean, you do not have to go through a publishing company, and so many people ask me that. And in fact, look at my hairdo tonight. I have to trim my beard tomorrow. I'm not excited about it, but in fact, I think Amazon has this program called Create Space, and it's going to sound expensive, but if you really think about it, it's not. And I think you can buy it for like $500, and it's like, it will publish your book for you and all that kind of stuff. Every once in a while on BookTube, people will send me books that they self-publish through Create Space and other programs. There's other programs out there, but the Amazon one I really believe in, and I'll tell you why, because it's directly linked to Amazon, and a lot of people buy their books through Amazon, and then you can list your book from Amazon on Goodreads. And so I think their programs are probably the easiest, but there's different packages that you can buy. And then if you want to sell them, the way that you sell them is you either like purchase like 100 books on Amazon at like a discounted rate for an author, and then they're just sitting there when people order them, which is, if you're a bigger author, you would probably do that and buy like 1,000 of them or whatever. Or you can do what's called print on demand. Now the problem with print on demand is that if somebody orders your book and there's no copies of it there, then they can't ship it out, and then it'll say like a 2-week wait, and then people are like, oh, your book is sold out, because it will list it as out of print sometimes. I think I may be wrong about that, but if you are an author and you cannot get your book published, I would definitely, my camera is so like, I'm down to 6%, so I'm gonna have to get off here, but I would totally suggest looking into just Google like Amazon and how to publish a book, and it'll come up with whatever it's called. It's like, I think it's called Create Space or something like that. So anyway, but I would definitely do it. Like, I don't have a problem doing it. I was just talking to my publisher tonight. I was like, please do not lose faith in me. The book is coming. And she was like, never. She was like, not at all. And she was helping me with the Mac thing, and she was telling me what to get and how to do it and all this kind of stuff. And I was like, do you think I should write my book on Pages? And she's like, no, it's very difficult. And so thankfully somebody told me what I just needed to hear. So now I know what direction to go in. But a lot of people ask me, like, how do you get a book published? And I think a lot of people still believe that we live in the era where, like, you send a manuscript and a query letter to, like, a query letter is, like, this is what my book's about and whatever, or an outline to, like, you know, unsolicited to a publisher. And you can do that. And a lot of publishers and literary agents still, like, are open to that. I think I sent like 20 query letters out to literary agents, and you don't have to have a literary agent today. I don't believe in that. I think there are ways to get around all of that. I think if you work for Simon & Schuster and you're selling best-selling books and you have a PR agent, a literary agent, you're probably going to make millions of dollars doing that. But that's not the only thing you have to do. And they also give you a stipend. So like if they buy, a lot of people don't know this. I don't want to run out of time while I'm talking about this, but like, let's say if they front you money for your book and they front you $20,000, you have to sell $20,000 of your book. And I don't think people know that a lot. Like they always talk about they want the advance, but that advance can screw you. And I have talked to a lot of best-selling authors who are like, my first book sold so well that they gave me an advance on my second book of 50 grand to write my book, so I live off that for a year. And then my second book did so shitty, I didn't sell anything. And then they were like, I was on tour and all this kind of stuff, and I just didn't sell anything. And so like they wouldn't represent my third book. So the publishing industry is very, very tricky. But I think if you're going to go the natural route of publishing through a publishing house, you really need to know somebody in the industry that has a foot in the door already, like somebody that works for a publishing house, or you probably don't have a real great chance of it. What is going on? It just went from 4% to 9%. I don't understand. But anyway, so if anybody has questions on how to publish a book, or they're a writer or whatever, contact me. Email me is probably the best for that, and I can give you some advice just based on what I went through. But there's non-traditional ways to publish a book today. You don't have to go through a publishing house. I think people get so bent out of shape because they're like, well, I want to write a book and I have this book, blah, 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 whatever. And really most authors are having to market their own books now. So if you're a good marketer and you have good social media skills and you have a book, write it, self-publish it, and market the hell out of it. You'll probably sell it and get somebody's attention. A lot of people did that. What's the chick that wrote 50 Shades of Grey? James, I think is her name. That's fan fiction. You guys, did you know that? It's Twilight fan fiction. So, and people fell in love with it, and she made a fortune off of that, So, there's a lot of people out there that are self-publishing, and if you look on the New York Times bestseller list, they have a whole list just dedicated to people that are, selling, and you can upload it just to Kindle. You don't have to do that. You can still get your book. You can still make an audio version of your book. You don't have to have a publisher or any of that kind of stuff. There's all kinds of places that you can go through. You can do it all on your own, and you don't even have to pay people. You can just give them a percentage of what your book will make if it sells, and then they make a percentage off of it for recording your book. It's really awesome. So there's all kinds of ways to be in the book industry, and I wish I had known that. I'm so happy I have a publisher to work with because she can help me with all that stuff, and I'm just kind of an idiot. And her publishing house is doing very, very well. When she started, it was me and just one other author, and we were totally guinea pigs. And if you've read my first book, there's some mistakes in it because we edited it our own for 7 times, but now she has a team of editors and graphic designers, and she has 20 authors or 30 authors, but she took a chance on me, and so basically I get to write whatever I want to write, and she'll publish it, which is really, really cool. I love that. So, but you can self-publish, and I think self-publishing is awesome. And then there's book fairs you can do at libraries and in your town, and you can go all over. I know a lot of people that do that make a lot of money. I went to a book fair for a library here in Indianapolis, and I just could not believe it. Some of these people that were self-publishing, literally sold hundreds of copies of their book there. And I was like, oh my God. And I was like, well, where do you sell your books? And they're like, well, I have it on Kindle and I have it on Amazon, but then I mostly sell it at book sales and stuff. And these were people that were living off their proceeds of what they made from writing their books. So you can make a living off of writing books and self-publishing. A lot of people do it. You don't have to have a traditionally published book, and I think that's a real misnomer today. And you guys are probably like, why do we give a shit about this? Because I think with anything, with music, with art, with books, there's so many different ways to go about that I think that a lot of people think that you have to go a traditional route when you don't. You don't have to do that at all. You don't have to go to a studio to record an album today. If you're a musician, figure it out. Get a microphone and a computer and you're set. You don't have to do that stuff today. Who knows? Somebody might notice you. Put up a YouTube channel, start singing a cappella on a YouTube channel. Hell, that's how half these people got discovered. Isn't that how Justin Bieber got discovered? Live your passion. Life is too damn short. If you want to be a rock star or on Broadway or whatever, write a play, do it, And if you don't know how to get it out there, contact me. I'm always thinking on my toes, baby. Creative. I always think of things. So email me is probably the best. My email is listed below, and I write back almost all of my emails. I usually pick one day a week to go through all my emails. So anyway, live your passion. I think that's one of the things I'm going to talk about on my my so-called Healthy Life channel. Anyway, I love you guys so much. Thank you guys always for the wonderfully positive comments that you leave me. It is so nice. You know, for so many years to feel like growing up that I just was not liked and I didn't fit in and I was just this gay kid that didn't fit in and I was just this freak, you know, to like have this channel and have so many people say, you know, you really affect my life in a positive way, and thank you so much for what you're doing. And I really feel like we're like, you know, talking to one another, and I love that. It's awesome. I really do. Like, you know, and so many of you, I know your names and your faces from Snapchat and Twitter and things like that. Even if you think I don't, I do. I remember it. Memory of steel. So I love you guys so much, and give this video a big thumbs up if you liked it, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.